and we welcome you to Chanute, Kansas, inside the Subway of Chanute broadcast booth. I'm Brett Shields. Along with me here tonight, Jay McGeary. And Jay, this one is special for both of us for two different reasons, but tonight your Chanute Blue Comets are going to take on the Independence Bulldogs as both teams come into this game with a 3-1 record, both riding three-game winning streaks as well. And for me personally, I was able to be part of the broadcast team in Independence for 7 years, calling both football and basketball games. So I know a little bit about this team and how they work. And then, Jay, of course, you are an Independence alum, so I know this game means a little bit more to you.
It does, and it's a little difficult being on this side, but that's the nature of the beast. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how this game goes. Again, both teams coming into this game at 3-1, and the way it works out, Independence has beaten both Fort Scott and Coffeyville. Lebec County already has one league loss. So if Independence were to win tonight, that would guarantee them no worse than a share of the SEK League title, as to where, of course, this is the first SEK game for Chanute. So lots to go, but I don't know how to put this. The SEK's down this year. The SEK, I'm not just saying that is because there's schools in Kansas City. You know, you've got your Baser Linwood, your Bishop Miege that are pretty much powerhouses right now in 4A. The SEK's, Coffeyville lost to Columbus, who's 3A. I mean, you're seeing more of that. The SEK League in general just kind of down right now. Now, basketball season could be a different story. I think basketball-wise, the SEK's got some talented young players, both on the guys and the girls. But still football season here, and SEK's just down a little bit. And that's something that Chanute now, with 4 straight SEK games to finish out the regular season, that's something that Chanute really needs to take advantage of and focus on winning games, try to find a way to get to 7-1. Getting to 7-1 would put them presumably at the 2 seed. I know it's still early, 4 weeks away from the state playoffs, but if you can find a way to win out here in the SEK, you could be 7-1, have a nice seed sitting in going to the playoffs. But I know what every coach is going to say. Let's worry about this game tonight and worry about figuring out how to get to 4-1.
Absolutely. And, Chanute coming in ranked 6th in the coaches' poll, and Independence – Chanute is 6th, and Independence is 8th in the coaches' poll.
Sorry.
And I'd like to go back and find out whether the last 2 times these two played as ranked opponents.
Yeah, that's in the coaches' poll anyway in the state of Kansas. It's the I have the exact wording here. It's like the Kansas Football Coaches Association, so KFBCA. Is that right? Kansas Football.
Sounds good.
Something like that. But, yeah, that it had, obviously, Bishop Miege at number 1. They've got a 1-3 record, but we know.
Exactly.
We all know. And then McPherson Andover Central over on the west side of the state, sitting at 2-3. Baser Linwood at 4, which I think they may even be a little underrated at 4. Baser Linwood probably going to finish out 8-0 and be the 1 seed in the East. And then Buhler 5, Chanute 6, St. James Academy 7, who St. James is the reigning state champion in 4A as they knocked off Bishop Miege. However, St. James this year is not what St. James was last year. They're still a solid football team. Sorry, Jay. Still a solid football team, but not exactly what they were last year. And then there is Independence sitting right there at 8, Augusta 9, Piper 10. Now, I will say a lot of that may just go to record because a team like El Dorado is unranked because of their 2-2 record. El Dorado beat Independence 36-0, and that game was called at halftime. All right. So it's still early as far as the rankings go. There's question marks, but they play these games for a reason, obviously, and we're going to see tonight what that reason is and who's going to come out on top.
I'm hoping for a great football game.
Yeah, I know. Normally you're like, yeah, let's go Chanute, and I can feel it just coming. The first time Independence makes a big play, I'm probably going to have to calm Jay down, but we're going to do our best to be as neutral as possible tonight and still give you that little Chanute home cooking, but we'll do our best here tonight. Do want to talk about last week a little bit, the game against Ulysses, and it's something I talked to Coach about this week. Ulysses came into that game as the number one rushing offense in the state in 4A, averaging, was it 277 yards?
277, yep.
Chanute held them to 35. And a lot of that came in the fourth quarter, to be honest.
Right, it did.
Against some of the younger Chanute players. So it was even worse than that. But coming into that game, Ulysses had the number one rushing offense. And I believe like the number 3 overall offense. They've now fallen, Ulysses, to, I believe it was the 15th ranked total offense. And no, 26 total. They were 15th in rushing. So their numbers just completely fell off after getting shut down by Chanute last week. And looking at the stats statewide, Chanute coming into this one has the number 9 total offense, coming in averaging 608 rushing yards per game and 726 passing yards a game. So 333 yards overall as an offense. And then Independence 323 yards overall. So both offenses about 10 yards apart. I mean, pretty comparable numbers. On the defensive side, Chanute has the number 1 ranked defense in the state of Kansas in 4A. 154 yards allowed. And Jay, I know we talked about this a little bit before the game. We didn't really mention this. Independence has the number 3 offense. So they're not giving up yards either. But Independence has given up a little bit more on the ground game. Independence has only given up 139 yards passing on the season. Now, part of that is El Dorado didn't run the ball against them because they didn't need to. And then the other 3 games, they played Coffeyville, who offensive line's down, didn't have time to throw. Fort Scott, which I've heard's offense is having all kinds of trouble moving the ball. And Wichita North, not to sound disrespectful at all, from what I've heard, barely had a football team on the field. So the 3-1 record for Independence, they've played a light schedule, and I know people have said, well, Chanute's played a light schedule. Independence has played a light schedule on steroids. All right, they're 3-1. You give them credit, but the schedule's been easy. So we're going to see here tonight. I'll quit grabbing your cord; it keeps tickling my leg. But we'll see here tonight. We mentioned this last week. Who's the contender and who's the pretender?
That's right.
As I feel like this game could really separate these two teams.
Well, something's going to give. Either we're going to have an offensive shootout or we're going to have a stalemate and a low-scoring ball game.
Yeah, we all have our predictions. Obviously, we don't say those on air because we'll probably get in trouble later.
Yeah, we don't need some parent yelling at us that we jinxed them.
Yeah, so we may get into that after the game. Probably not. But it should be a fun game here tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I know Jay's looking forward to it. This is my first time actually calling an Independence game from the other side. I did it in basketball season last year, and I got caught up a couple times. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't the easiest thing for me. So I've got Jay here with me, who I figured what better than to have an Independence grad here next to me. That way if I screw up, he can screw up more. So that's my plan of attack here tonight.
Well, both teams look fired up and ready to go.
So about a minute till kickoff, and that's going to wrap up our pregame show here tonight. We're going to send it back to the studio for about 30 seconds. When we come back, we will have the opening kickoff. You're tuned in to Chanute Blue Comet Football right here on Z95.3. Back here inside the Subway of Chanute broadcast booth. Cars still piling in, as I'm going to guess that's probably some of the Independence crowd that didn't know about the detour, as there is a line of cars out there on 35th Street trying to get into the stadium, but looks like we're going to be ready to kick this one off. It's going to be number 11, Caleb Buchanan, handling the kicking duties here for Chanute. Chanute kicking right to left. Kick is going to be fielded at the 19-yard line, and running out of bounds is number 12, Cooper Smith, the senior out of Independence, and Independence will start their first possession of the ball game from their own 28-yard line. Remember, Bridgewood offers comprehensive benefits, 401k, and competitive pay. Pick up an application at 908 West Chestnut in Chanute. So it'll be Ryan Leiker at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Spread set, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Leiker gets the snap, going to look to throw, going to swing it out to his running back. As that looked to be number 11, Wyatt Schaefer. And Schaefer actually loses about 3 yards on the pass play. So good job by the Chanute defense there to anticipate that screen out of the backfield.
Very good pursuit there by the defense.
Man in motion and movement on the offensive line, so that'll move Independence back even further.
You know, it's very odd because Coach Black of Independence coached there in the other state where I'm living now.
So you've seen a lot of Coach Black.
I've seen a lot of Coach Black. I have never seen this offensive set out of Coach Black.
Yeah, Independence likes to mix it up. They'll run that tight formation with the 2 wingbacks, but they'll also spread it out. I think a lot of that has to do with Leiker's ability to throw the football. So 2 receivers near side this time, 2nd and 18. Leiker going to look to throw, now to draw. That was going to go, I believe that's Schaefer once again, and he'll get stuffed in the backfield. And yeah, that was Schaefer indeed. So Independence offense going the wrong direction here early, and Chanute defense picking up pretty much where they left off a week ago. So it'll set up 4th and 16, or excuse me, 3rd and 16. So it'll be a 4 wide receiver set this time, 2 to each side. Leiker with the tailback in the backfield with him. Leiker gets the snap, clear passing situation. Pass will be completed. And it looks like that's number 18, Hayden Smith. And on 3rd and 16, they'll pick up about 14. So 4th and 2 here. Interesting decision here for Coach Black, as obviously never sees a team go for it, or never want to see a team go for it in their own territory, but Independence probably want to come out here on the road and make a statement. Is actually they move that spot up about a half a yard, so it's closer to 4th and 1. So it will be that power double wing set formation. Saw a lot of this last week. Leiker going to step back. Yeah, it looks like he may punt this thing. Yep. Quick punt, high punt, and it will be caught. Fair catch, as that's Seamster who backed up to take that one. And there's a high punt by Leiker, but didn't get a lot of distance on it.
That was a pretty short snap just to
punt
the ball away.
I borderline would have just gone for it if that's all you're getting from your punt team. But we'll see as the night progresses.
Well, he might not be as confident in his defense as the guys over here in blue are.
True. So Chanute will take over at their own 32-yard line. It'll be Erb in the backfield. Erb gets the shotgun set, gives the ball to Leedy. Leedy right up the middle, breaking tackles, falling forward. Ty Leedy picks up 8.5 on his first carry of the game. And I know a lot of people had said this game was going to be won or lost, the battle of the trenches, as it's obvious Chanute's got a pretty big lineup out here tonight as far as the offensive line goes. As I think about 230 was the smallest offensive lineman. Chanute's got 2 offensive linemen pushing 290, 295, and I know Independence has some big kids as well. So we'll see who can get that push. 2nd and 2. Erb gets the snap. Going to throw this one out to Seamster. Seamster going to have to break one tackle. Gets past Julian. Now trying to break it back inside. Still breaking tackles, and now Seamster will go down just past the 50-yard line, as that pass from Erb to Seamster after the run ends up going for about 11 yards on the play. Good job by Seamster avoiding the initial tackler.
And that was good of him not to go out of bounds and just keep fighting forward with his yards.
Easily could have just avoided that first tackle and gone to the sideline, but Caden Seamster wanting more. So 1st and 10 from the Indy 49-yard line. Erb going to throw once again. This time looks like that's out to Williams. Williams avoids the defender and gets upfield. Yeah, that was Sean Williams. Just had to confirm that. And that one goes down to the 34-yard line. So 15 yards that time from Erb to Williams. And we've already seen Erb now spreading it around as Leedy the big run, Seamster the big catch, and now spreading it out as Sean Williams gets involved. Trips to the near side. Erb going to throw again. He's got Custer. Custer with room to run. And he'll pick up a first down once again as that pass play goes for 14 yards. And the Chanute offense moving with little resist from the Independence defense.
And, you know, it's good to see him getting Williams involved in the offense. He's
kind of that fourth receiver right now. Yeah, if he's getting involved this early in the game, you know Erb wants to spread it around. So Erb gets it. Gives to Leedy this time. Leedy breaking ankle tackles, still moving forward, and Ty Leedy refusing to go down. Looks like he got enough for the first down once again. And he'll get 11 on the carry. Sets up 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. So again, 1st and goal from the 9. Trips to the far side. Erb in the shotgun set with Leedy to his right. Erb looking to throw. You're going to blow that one dead. Somebody moved early.
They had a good play design set up there, too.
Yeah, Custer ran his route hard and had the defensive back on his heels. I did not see what that call was. We say offsides on Independence, so normally when they blow that dead, it's an offensive penalty, but
right.
I'm going to say Independence was a little too far offside, so that'll set up 1st and goal just inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, usually that's just a free play for the offense.
Yeah, absolutely. So 1st and goal just inside the 5, not quite to the 4-yard line, but it'll be a 4 wide receiver set once again with Erb in the shotgun. Erb gets the snap, gives it to Leedy. Leedy the left side. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Comets. And with 6:56 to go here in the first quarter, Chanute scores on their first possession of the game. 6-0 Blue Comets on top. 4-yard touchdown run for Ty Leedy on what was almost a perfect first possession.
You know, I talked to some Independence people, and they were telling me about how big and physical their line was. But Chanute just pushed them all around on that drive.
Yeah, I had heard some things about Independence that, yeah, I mean, obviously it's always impressive to be 3-1, but, you know, a little bit of a weak schedule. And Independence jumping off sides on the extra point. So Coach Frizzell says, well, all right, you're going to make it a yard closer. I'm going to send my offense out there. What'd you call this set?
The heavy set.
The heavy set. The heavy set on the field. Erb under center, going to give to Leedy, and Leedy walks into the end zone behind Kedrick Emling and Jackson Combs, both there to lead block. And the Blue Comets going to go up 8-0 here, just over 5 minutes into the first quarter. 6:56 exactly to play. And Blue Comets lead by 8. And as a reminder, at Cardinal Drug, you're probably there to drop off a prescription because you don't feel very well. But don't forget to come back and browse their selection of seasonal decor and gift ideas when you do feel better.
That extra point right there, that 2-point conversion was almost too easy.
The extra point.
Right. QuickCom Communications. Get connected with high-speed, unlimited internet on QuickCom's network built with reliability in mind. In town or in country, get connected with QuickCom Communications. 1-800-379-7292.
So Caleb Buchanan will kick off once again for the Blue Comets. A little bit lower kick this time as it will bounce, be fielded at the 13-yard line, this time by Smith again. Breaks a tackle and then gets up to about the 23-yard line. So similar starting field position this time for the Bulldogs.
That was a very impressive drive there by Chanute.
Yeah, the Chanute offense. I know I said it a couple times way back in week 1 that the Chanute offense was clicking on all cylinders, and to be fair, they weren't. Not compared to what we've seen these last 2 weeks anyway.
You're right.
So it'll be the double wing back formation here. Liker in the shotgun set. And it'll be a handoff this time to Cooper Smith. And Smith going to pick up maybe a half of a yard, not much more. Play call coming in from that independent sideline. Double wing back formation once again. They've got, looks like Cooper Smith as one wing back, Camden Julian as the other wing back. Going to give to Smith once again after he motioned into the backfield. Still pushing that pile forward. Probably the best offensive play, at least on the ground, that we've seen out of the Independence offense. Picking up about 9, well, I'm going to move it back, about, we'll say 8 on the carry for Cooper Smith.
You know, I'm a fan of the running game, but I'm not a fan of this formation.
I don't like this formation because it's confusing to see who has the ball. I mean, it's hard on the defense. It's also hard on the eyes of the guy trying to call the game. Independence will spread it out a little bit. They'll still have Julian as the one wing back, but we'll have twin receivers here to the near side. Liker gets the snap, gives to his tailback. I believe that's Schaefer. And he'll pick up enough for the first down.
I think that was Schaefer.
It was Schaefer.
They give him 4 or 3 on that.
I'm going to bring some Windex in here. Wipe this window down. They're going to call it a 3-yard gain, but it was enough for the first down. So tight formation once again. One receiver out to the far side. Man in motion is Smith. Liker going to give to Smith once again up the middle. And Smith going to pick up 4. Yeah, they'll give him 4. That official on the far side started shuffling his feet. But they'll call it a 4-yard gain. Long 4 anyway. So the Independence offense looking a little bit more comfortable here on this possession.
Well, you notice that this has all been running plays. Last possession, they tried to throw the ball.
I think they figured out quickly that may not work. Although it wasn't that they were throwing the ball down the field. They were trying to throw it left and right. They wanted to go east and west when, let's be honest, you got to get north and south to win games.
And this also could be the best way to keep that Chanute offense standing on the sideline.
Do have a flag on the field. It appeared that Liker might be throwing on that play, but they blew that one dead. Offsides on Chanute. So it'll still be second down, second and about 1. Something we didn't talk about in pregame, Jay, was the superstitions that me and you have, or at least we appear to have. One, we've been drinking red Kool-Aid before every win. That's working out. We'll see if that sticks on. But the blue pants. Chanute's rocking the blue pants tonight. They're 3-0 in the blue pants. rocking those blue pants again here tonight. 2nd and 1, tight formation again. Liker gets the snap, gives to Smith. Smith stuck immediately. Ball's out!
Ball's out. I think we have it.
You're going to have to be more specific on the we part, Jay.
Chanute,
but Chanute has the football, and I don't know who popped that ball out, but Smith was hit. Didn't go down immediately and then started to fight for extra yardage, and that's when the ball popped out. But Chanute going to take over and have great field position as the ball is at the Independence 40-yard line.
So see if the offense is just as potent this drive.
You take a shot here?
I would.
That's how I feel. I say take a shot
Throw it
every time after a turnover, but that's just me. So Herb shotgun set, 2 receivers, 2 each side, and he'll just give to Leedy. Leedy trying to get around that outside, but can't go anywhere. Let's see who that was on the tackle. I think that's number 73, Sharon Carroll Jones for Independence. They don't have their heights and weights listed, but that doesn't look like a guy that I would want to go up against personally.
No, me neither.
You saying that means a little more. You could probably throw me around. So 2nd and 10. Herb going to throw this time. He's got Custer one-on-one, no help on that side, and Custer going to be taken down, but not after picking up the first down. So good job as the defensive back on his heels once again. That was Hayden Smith for Independence as Custer running his route hard and then just cutting it off. And Herb doing a great job hitting his receivers between the numbers. So like about a gain of 12 on that one. So 1st and 10 now from the 28-yard line. Herb gets the snap, gives to Leedy once again. Leedy, plenty of running room, breaks one tackle, can't break another though, as Independence gets him down at about the 14-yard line, but not after Ty Leedy picks up 14 yards on the ground. And Ty Leedy having a great first quarter running the ball as there's 2:45 to play. Ty Leedy already 5 carries, 37 yards on the ground. So 1st and 10 from the 14. Herb with trips to the far side of the field. Herb going to look to throw. This one nearly intercepted, as it looked like that was going to be just a swing pass out of the backfield intended for Leedy, but number 12, Cooper Smith for Independence, jumped up and nearly caught that ball. And if he does, he might have had 6 the other way. So 2nd and 10 here. That was dangerous.
Very dangerous. That could have changed the whole complexity of the game.
Herb gives to Leedy once again. Leedy up the middle, and he'll be thrown down after picking up about 3. So it's going to set up a big 3rd and 7 here for the Blue Comet offense. I believe this is the first 3rd down Chanute has faced.
I think you're right on that.
First drive, everything just went so smoothly. And don't count out a field goal opportunity as well if they don't pick up a first down here.
Well, let's hope we don't have the same play call we had on that first down.
Yeah, spread set. Herb gets the snap, rolls to his left. Going to look for Custer. Custer couldn't complete the catch. Oh, he caught it. You're going to say he was out of bounds. Man, that's tough. I'd like to see a replay of that.
That was very, very close.
It looks like Coach Frizzell going to keep the offense out there.
Well, why wouldn't you with the way the defense has played so far?
Yeah, it would have been about a 28, 29-yard field goal from here. I know Buchanan can probably hit that to make it a 2-possession game, but going to see what the offense can do. 4th and 7, Herb.
False start.
Yep, and going to blow that one dead.
I think Williams got a little excited there.
And actually now it looks like the kick team will come out onto the field. I like it.
You got to get points.
Hey, so I think I mentioned this last game. I kicked a little bit when I was in school. I always enjoyed it. I still, even after I got out of school, went out and kicked some field goals. This is going to be a 34-yard field goal attempt. And Jay, I'm going to stand behind you so I can get a better look at this.
All right.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. It's got the distance. And the kick is good from 34 yards out. Caleb Buchanan with ease. And the Blue Comets go up 11-0 with 1:42 to play in the first quarter. And still just under 2 minutes to play. And now the Blue Comets a 2-possession lead over Independence in a game that could go a long way in deciding the final SEK standings. We've got a good one here so far as the Blue Comets are in complete control.
When's the last time you saw an 11-0 football game?
Well, I watch a lot of football. I don't remember. I mean,
exactly.
You don't see that a lot. I like to, on Twitter, there's that Scoregami account.
I don't have Twitter.
Well, yeah, you're old. But it's called Scoregami, and it's like when it's the first time there's ever been a final score. Yeah, I'm anxious to see. I want to see the game that's 6-1, the 1-point safety on the extra point. Like that's the score I want to see. It's never happened. The odds of it ever happening are very slim.
Oh, and just a note for you, it's your Kansas State Wildcats and my Oklahoma Sooners this Saturday, correct?
Yeah. You want to talk about how that series has been lately?
Hey, it's not lately. It's Saturday.
Kickoff fielded at the 16. It's a reverse. And Chanute doing a good job that time of staying in their lanes where they're supposed to be and making sure that kickoff return pretty much goes nowhere. We'll talk about K-State OU in about an hour.
All right.
Hour and a half. We'll get to it. But
we'll get to it? Okay. I just wanted to remind you.
You don't got to remind me.
Okay.
You're the one that should be shaking.
We didn't lose to Oklahoma State last week.
We haven't lost to you in 2 years. Anyway. Independence offense back out on the field. Liker shotgun set. Independence going to spread it out again. They've got 2 receivers on the far side. Liker's going to give to his tailback. You'll see a number as that's Schaefer once again. So Schaefer picks up about 4 that time. Set up a 2nd and 6. And remember, it's cheaper to buy a month-to-month policy from Associated Professional Services than it is to pay to get your license back after getting a DUI. Call Peggy Davidson at 431-9699. So final minute of the first quarter. Independence now in that double wing set. Liker in the shotgun. 2 receivers spread out as well. Liker gets the snap, gives this one to Merrick, and Merrick trying to find a hole, but not a whole lot there as he picks up about 2, maybe 3. So it'll set up a 3rd and 4 now for the Independence offense. See if the Chanute defense can hold once again. So receiver spread out wide to each side. 2 wingbacks, Liker in the shotgun set with Schaefer to his right. Liker going to look to throw this time. Now going to take a shot. That one going to be caught by Merrick. Who was that defending? Number 33, Jacob Brinkman, who nearly got his hand on that pass, but it was a really good pass from Liker into the hands of Davis Merrick. That'll be the final play of the first quarter. And to my knowledge, Independence has yet to cross midfield, although they are at the 49-yard line. This is the best time, I've mentioned it before, to have a quarter switcheroo of the field. The 49-yard line, you just essentially switch sides. So
Right, exactly. It's
especially the linemen. The linemen appreciate that.
very much so.
Remember, Commercial Bank focuses on bringing you products and services that simplify your day-to-day life. Serving Southeast Kansas since 1874. Stop by the Chanute branch at 1315 South Santa Fe in Chanute.
How much of a pickup did he have on that last play? All right.
So 1st and 10 here for the Bulldogs. As Liker was talking to the white hat there momentarily, but got everything situated. So from the 49-yard line, Independence 1st and 10. Liker gets the snap, gives this one to Schaefer. Schaefer right up the middle. He'll pick up about 2 on the carry as Independence crosses midfield for the first time officially. Sets up a 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs. Make sure you call Ross Daniels of Daniels Auction Service for on-site or online auction sales, and let Daniels Auction Service bring you the highest returns for your assets. Call 620-431-8536. So 2nd and 8. Long 8. The double wing set once again. Looks like that's Cooper Smith and Julian. Liker going to throw. And Liker going to go down. Did the ball come out? Or they're just excited? There was a lot of excitement.
A lot of excitement.
As Liker hit from that blind side. I don't know if you noticed, there was some pass interference going on, or some defensive holding anyway.
I was watching the backfield.
Chanute might have got away with one, as I noticed Julian, as soon as the wingbacks didn't go in motion, my eyes kind of went downfield, and Julian looked like he got held by one of the linebackers for Chanute. But, I mean, they don't call it.
That's right. I mean, it's not our job to help the officials
That's
out.
right. Although I'm sure we do plenty of that, as some people would probably say. More than I'm sure some people like. But got a timeout on the field. It'll be timeout Independence as they try to figure out the perfect play here on 3rd and 14. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of plays on 3rd and 14. Unless apparently you're Lamar Jackson and you got 3rd and 19 and you can somehow find a way to beat the Detroit Lions down a point with, what was it, like 20 seconds left with no timeouts?
Let's not talk about that.
I don't like to compliment the Ravens, but that was nice. I mean, that was nice.
Well, I'm not going to talk about that because the officials had a boo-boo that allowed them to kick that field goal to win.
Okay. We can acknowledge that Justin Tucker is a man among men. Though, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
as a beast of a kick, but shouldn't have been in that position.
So 3rd and 14 as both teams back out on the field. Liker going to have trips now to the near side of the field. Liker gets the snap. Going to set his feet, throws over the middle. Ball's tipped, and it's picked off. Not sure who that is. I believe that's Leedy that has it. Leedy looking for one block, and Leedy going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Blue Comets on the pick 6 from Ty Leedy. So Ty Leedy with his 2nd touchdown of the game, this time coming on the defensive side of the ball. Ty Leedy to the house. Blue Comets go up 17-0 here early in the 2nd quarter.
It was almost like the Independence kids didn't even want to chase him on that. They just.
To be fair, Ty Leedy's really fast. Ty Leedy makes fast people look not fast.
He is very quick. I'll give him that, but still, you got to put the effort in. And
so Buchanan, the extra point, good snap, good hold, and the kick might have been tipped. And a discussion now between Buchanan and Custer. Not sure what happened there. Hey, if you're going to bobble one of those or have a bad kick, whatever happened there, better to do it on the extra point than it was the field goal.
Absolutely.
So we got there a non-traditional way, but with 10:01 left here in the second quarter, Blue Comets lead 17-0. You know, people around the state that see the score, they're like, oh, Chanute has 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Right.
Actually, a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, a field goal, a touchdown, and a missed extra point. The non-conventional way, but nonetheless, here we are.
Hey, at least imagine we could be the sports reporters on the show at 10 o'clock to have to report that.
I'm going to guess they probably just skip over that.
They probably just skip over Chanute anyway. I mean, that's just how they seem to be. They flash the score up on the screen, and that's about it.
Are you saying that the SEK just doesn't get a lot of love?
Absolutely, they don't. They never have.
Yeah.
Southeast Kansas football in general does not get no love.
I don't disagree with you. Kip from Buchanan, this time going to be fielded at the 22-yard line. This time it's Hayden Smith. Smith running the wrong direction. Now going to try to get upfield. Lots of contact. Yes, looks like 2 Blue Comets went helmet to helmet there.
I think he actually lost yards on that return.
He ended up gaining it. He fielded at the 22, but it's only about a 4-yard return, but he ran probably 35, 40 yards to get those 4 yards. Looked like Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl last year.
Well, he must have thought he was Barry Sanders.
So 1st and 10 from the Independence 26-yard line. One thing you got to remember, the Independence offense and or the Chanute defense probably getting a little tired at this point. Liker shotgun set, going to throw this one out wide, and the pass is dropped on the outside. It was intended for number 2, Charlie Tucker, but Tucker unable to bring that pass in.
Well, I guarantee you Leedy's not tired. Throw another one in his direction, see if he can run it back.
You sure?
Oh, I'm positive. As pumped up as he was after that pick 6, he's not tired.
I don't know if that kid gets tired.
He hasn't shown it carrying the ball on the offensive side.
Watching Ty Leedy run around as much as he has here tonight, I'm tired.
That's because we're old.
Well, you're old. I'm getting old. 2 receivers split out wide, double wing back. And it looks like it'll be a give this time. And I couldn't tell you a number this time. That's number 9. That's Saxton Renfro, the sophomore running back. Renfro might have had a quick step there, but Renfro definitely one of the smaller ball carriers we've seen from Independence so far tonight.
Well, I don't know if they thought they were going to outrun Chanute sideline to sideline, but I just didn't see that happening.
Score update after 1 quarter. Circle 7, Winfield 7. I still, to this day, cannot figure Circle out. I don't know if they're good or if they caught us on a bad week.
I'm going to go with bad week. How about we go with that?
4 receivers out wide. Liker going to roll out to the right side, sets his feet, airs this one out, and overthrows everybody, which is probably a good thing because the closest person to catching that ball was Caden Seamster. The second person was probably Sean Williams. But it falls incomplete. And it's going to set up a 4th and 8, and it appears that Independence will punt. One thing you have to watch out for, though, is Liker is actually their actual punter. I said a lot of actuallys there, but he is the punter. So the quarterback, it's not just a weird formation. It's a traditional punt formation. But obviously, as we know, Liker, that ability to throw the football. Liker gets the snap, and that's nearly blocked, but will go down in Seamster's way, and Seamster just going to let that one roll. And a pretty good roll.
I mean, that ball, very, very close to being blocked.
So 22 and 25. 47-yard punt that time by Leiker. And that's going to give the Chanute offense another opportunity to put points on the board. Chanute already leading 17-0 with 8:33 to play.
We know we've had two good drives and got points out of both of them. Let's get points out of this drive right here.
So two receivers to each side. Now a man in motion, and the give is going to be to, is that Combs? Yeah, Jackson Combs into the game for the first time. Fort Scott leading Labette County 7-0 at the end of one. So second and a long 9 this time for the Blue Comet offense. Two receivers each side. Herb going to throw. Completes it out to Dean. And Dean running room on the outside trying to break tackles. Dean thrown down out of bounds, but not after picking up enough for the first down. So the 11-yard completion from Herb to Dean. And Chanute doing a very good job of getting the ball in their playmakers' hands and making sure that there's enough space out there for them to run. We haven't really seen anything thrown down the field. Everything's been either at the line of scrimmage or within 5 or 6 yards, but Chanute still able to get things done. Handoff goes to Combs, and Combs just tripped up.
Oh. He had an alley that you could have drove a bus through.
Yeah, he just got tripped up there right at the line of scrimmage. Still able to pick up about 3 on the carry, but unable to get anything else, as that'll set up a 2nd and 7 from the 40-yard line. And 7:23 to play here in the second quarter. Chanute leading 17-0 as they're driving once again. Herb shotgun set once again. Two receivers each side. Herb going to look to throw. Has to outrun the defender. Now going to throw this one. And over the outstretched hand of Sean Williams. That one will fall incomplete. Williams was guarded very well by the defender. So that'll set up 3rd and 7 for the Blue Comet offense. I don't know if Herb intentionally overthrew Williams, but it was probably okay if he did.
He might have done it to save him getting blasted.
Kind of threw it out into no man's land where nobody would catch it. Chanute need to snap this quick.
They did.
Defense completely out of position. It's going to be completed to Dean, and Dean going to get enough for the first down, it appears.
I think they're going to mark him short.
Well, it looks like the official here on the near side's giving him enough, which he was right on top of it. So it goes for about 8 yards, and it appears the Independence defense is with their defensive backs anyway. They're playing matchups, not just staying on one side of the field, and they didn't have the matchup they wanted, and the two corners tried to swap sides of the field. Chanute snapped it quickly and threw it out to Dean, who got just enough for the first down. Same formation. They give to Combs. Combs some running room on the outside. Now being patient and going to be tripped up. But nice job by Jackson Combs as Combs picks up 13 on the carry that time. And that Chanute offense just pushing Independence around 5 to 10 yards per play now.
You know, on that last play, if Dean would have turned that back inside, he might have had a bigger gain.
Yeah, but he made sure he got the first down.
Made sure he got the first down. That's right. The most important thing.
That's a smart player knowing I have to get 7 yards. Yeah, there's an alley that I'm either going to get tripped up at 5 or I might get 30, or if I go here, I'm going to get 8, and we're going to keep this drive going. Herb to throw once again. Pass is complete on the far side of the field, but Custer had to go to the ground to catch it, so it'll be a 5-yard gain on the pass play, setting up 2nd and 5. But, you know, I know, Jay, what's your saying? Was it like 3 yards of play or some?
3 yards in a cloud of dust.
3 yards in a cloud of dust. So a 5-yard pass play is all right on first down, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The way the Chanute's moving the ball tonight, they don't need the cloud of dust.
They don't need 3 yards. So 2 receivers each side once again. Herb going to give to Combs. Combs up the middle, and he gets tripped up. Looks like he'll fall forward, gaining a yard, maybe 2. So big third down here. Yeah, they're going to give him just about a yard. So 3rd and 4 for the Chanute offense. Which 3rd and 4, your whole playbook's probably open at this point.
Right, I would have took a shot there on 2nd down.
And Jay, the master of loving the run game, wants to take all the shots here tonight.
Hey, I'm open it up and let's score some points.
Chanute spreading it out once again, and great job as the entire defensive line for Independence jumps off sides. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, and that'll give Chanute another first down. I wonder if Chanute had a play call.
I don't think they did. I think he said go out there and bark loud.
So 5:11 here in the second quarter. Chanute gets another first down via the penalty this time. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. And those corners now flip-flopping the field once again. Herb gets the snap. Herb just going to take this one himself this time. And going to pick up 3 yards. No dust, though, as, again, Chanute not playing on a grass field this year as it's 2021. I've got to remind Jay sometimes, clouds of dust on the football field. You just don't see a whole lot.
Well, I mean, maybe little rubber pellets. I don't know what comes with that.
3 yards and a cloud of rubber pellets. So 2nd and 7.
You know, the Chanute offense has the Independence defense on their heels right now.
Oh, absolutely. They're trying to find a way to slow them down. And it's that same 2 receivers each side. Herb going to throw this time. And over the outstretched arms of Williams. And based on what we just saw there, if the coaching staff saw what I saw, we may see a similar play. Because as soon as Herb looked to the short route, the defensive back that was covering Dean immediately broke up, and Dean was wide open down the field.
Yeah, I think a little pump and throw it deep right here.
They're cheating a little bit, it seems. The Independence secondary. Leedy going to come back into the game as Combs will check out.
Maybe he was tired.
So exact same formation, Dean and Williams here to this side. Man in motion. Herb going to throw. It's a screen, this time to Leedy. Got a block. Leedy going forward. Breaks a tackle, and Leedy into the end zone for a Blue Comet touchdown. Ty Leedy once again, this time using his wheels to just outrun the tacklers from the Independence defense. And the Blue Comets lead now 23-0 with 4:01 to play here in the second quarter. It'll be Buchanan once again to kick off. To attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold. That one's blocked. Actually, the snap appeared to be a little high. I'm not sure if Custer got that one down. And just reading the body language there, Caleb Buchanan just kind of looked over the sideline and shrugged his shoulders. So I still, to this point, it appeared that Custer got that one down in time. The snap was kind of up by his helmet, but it appeared he got that down. But
you know, kickers, if you kicking, your creature's a habit, and if your timing gets off, just
absolutely.
The slightest bit,
if you're now the lean of on an extra point anyway, the lean of the football, it can mess with you. Doesn't all the time, but yeah, if that ball's not down with the pressure on it, that can mess things up quite a bit.
Well, I've never kicked in my life except jacking around with my kids. So,
you kick your kids?
Well, maybe. It depends on how they act. That's a joke, folks. Please do not call DHS and send them to my house.
I was getting ready to say, careful what you say, Jay.
Right. I will have DHS showing up at my house tomorrow morning.
So it appears it'll be Stark Wright handling the kicking duties this time. Yes, Wright had 2 touchbacks last week. This one will be fielded at the 11 as Smith running backwards. He's going to fake the reverse and catching nobody off guard as Trey Dillo at the 22-yard line ended that kickoff return pretty much single-handedly.
I think it seemed like the blockers just let him run by.
Yeah. Well, they faked the reverse, and to be completely honest, I don't know that everybody on the Independence return team knew which direction that return was going.
Very true. It
looked like the other side had more blocking.
Right.
So, again, just under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Independence looking for their first points of the game as Chanute leads 23-0. Liker shotgun set, trips to the far side of the field. Liker looking that way, now going to throw back. And his intended receiver, Hayden Smith, falls down as it looked like he just slipped as he was trying to come out of his break there. It was a little 10-yard out route, and he put that foot in the ground, and the ground gave out.
That wouldn't have happened with dirt.
I was actually going to say, with the way the weather's been the last couple days, there's been some moisture in the air. It's humid, and there's probably some dew out there. This fake turf, it does get a little slippery when it's wet. So Liker gets the snap, gives to Schaefer. Schaefer right up the gut, and he'll pick up about 4.5, maybe 5. So it'll set up a third, and we'll call it a long 5 situation. Actually, it's not a long 5. That's just 5.
Well, I think so far right now, not to jinx anything, but Chanute is living up to their number 1 defense billing right now.
Yeah. Again, yeah, it's still early. Still another half of football to play, but the Kansas coaches football ranking not looking too hot right now. Liker looking to throw this one outside. Got a man wide open out near the far sideline. As looked like that was Hayden Smith. As that play went for about 10 yards that time. 12 yards. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Chanute was playing a little off that time.
Yeah. That's Custer, the corner on that far side of the field. And, yeah, he was definitely giving a lot of cushion. So a tighter formation this time. Ball on the ground. And Dagan Dean there extremely quickly. Colton LeCrone coming from that far defensive inside as well. And those two teaming up to take Liker down. That's going to be a 7-yard loss. And setting up a very difficult situation now. As the Bulldog offense, you had to think they were finally feeling like, okay, we've got a little bit of something going finally. And then a bad snap leads to a 7-yard loss. And now they've got to figure out a way to get out of this 2nd and 17 situation.
Yeah, that's a big hole to be in on 2nd down.
So Liker going to get the snap. Going to roll out, and it's a shovel pass. And
that's incomplete.
They'll rule that an incomplete pass. As ball hit the ground, and good job, regardless, the Chanute defense jumping on it. But, yeah, that will be an incomplete pass as it was a forward lateral. But
I don't even think the back was ready for that.
Well, the Chanute defense got to Liker so quick he had to get rid of it sooner than he wanted to. And, yeah, it's kind of been that kind of night so far for Liker. Again, 1:35 to play in the second quarter. We'll see what Chanute does here if we get a run play or if the clock continues to run. See if Chanute does try to stop the clock. See if they can't pad this lead a little bit.
Yeah, I think I think Independence will run the ball here to, like you said, keep the clock running.
Ball's on the ground, man. Nothing going right now for Independence. It's going to be a loss of about 4 on the play. So after 2 first downs, Independence loses 11 yards on fumbles and what was an incomplete shovel pass, which momentarily seemed like a fumble, obviously not, but 3 plays in a row where the ball went on the ground.
On the ground. I think Chanute took their time out there, like you said.
Chanute called timeout, so there is 1:29 on the clock.
Commercial Bank. Commercial Bank focuses on bringing you products and services to simplify your day-to-day life. Serving Southeast Kansas since 1874. Stop by the Chanute branch at 1315 South Santa Fe in Chanute.
So a punting situation for Leiker and the Bulldogs.
You know, Chanute got really close to the last time they punted.
Yeah. Even when they did the short snap, they got close. The way that Chanute set up, it looks like they're coming for this one too. And there is a
offside
flag on the play. And I'm sure the coaching staff won't like it, but 4th and 21, it's probably okay to be offsides.
No.
If there's ever a time that you want to risk.
Oh, false start on Independence.
Well, I'm just saying, if there's ever a time you want to risk jumping the snap, like let's see if we can time this out just right.
Right. I mean, under
4th
2
and
minutes
21.
and a half.
Yeah. Take a chance. 4th and 21 could have turned into 4th and 16. This time it turned into 4th and 26. So we'll see if Chanute does try to come after this one again. Here they come. Won't get to it, but Seamster appears to have some room to run. Fields it at the 35. Try to get around that corner, and Seamster will go out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him.
It's pretty close to midfield.
Yeah, just shy of it. We'll say the 48-yard line. So 52 yards to go to score another touchdown. 1:18. Chanute still with 2 timeouts. Go ahead, Jay.
Hey, I say go back to that screen pass to Leedy again. Right now, run it again. See what happens. I'm telling you right now, Independence is tired. They're dejected. It's time to run it again.
I feel like Leedy's not on the field, so that's not it.
Well, that's why I'm up here.
I'm thinking like an end around. Actually, this looks like a wide receiver screen to Seamster. Yes. We're both agreeing on that?
I agree.
Herb, it's going to be a screen to Dean, and Dean going to try to get around. They're going to get a block in the back on Williams.
You know that. I mean, I understand these kids are young, but you got to learn if they run by you, let them go. Because I mean,
so it'll be, I believe, 10 yards from the spot, which the spot was behind the line of scrimmage. So that's a very costly penalty for this Chanute offense.
Yeah, that's going to make it a first and a long ways.
1st and 21. Now, I think Chanute feels a little better about 1st and 21 than Independence would, but still tough. Caught it! Oh, what a catch! What a catch as Dagan Dean goes Randy Moss style over the top of Hayden Smith. Dagan Dean showing off his size, and that's a nice one you want to put on those videos for your college scouts.
Right. Pickup of
32 yards. Herb going to throw once again and hesitated a little bit. And
is there a flag?
Flag comes out at the end. That was actually 35 yards, Jay, as the ball was on that pass play. The ball was at the 37-yard line. Completed down to the 29, so
Did they call him for pass interference or?
34 yards on the pass play. Yeah, they got a defensive penalty. That's pass interference on that far side. I'm trying to see the number for Independence. I believe that was number 14.
I think so.
Brecken Birdie. Tough call for Independence, as it was maybe a little bit of contact, but tough call. Herb rolling out to that far side. Going to throw this one up, and that one's going to go out of bounds. So that'll stop the clock with 50 seconds and give Chanute a 2nd and 10 from the 15-yard line. Remember to call Ross Daniels of Daniels Auction Service for on-site or online auction sales, and let Daniels Auction Service bring you the highest returns for your assets. That's 620-431-8536. So the passing game, we're seeing a lot of that on this drive, obviously, because if there's an incomplete pass, it stops the clock. But I think in this situation, the whole playbook's got to be open.
Oh,
as
absolutely.
You've got 50 seconds, 2 timeouts still to go, still in your back pocket. Herb going to look to throw once again. It's going to be a screen this time to Seamster. Seamster got room on the far side, looking for the pylon, and he's out of bounds at about the 1-yard line, and here comes the heavy set as it'll be Aguilar, Emling, and this time Ty Leedy entering the game as Combs already out there, but got to imagine that it'll be Leedy taking the tailback responsibility and Combs lining up at that fullback position, although no guarantee that they give it to Leedy here.
That was a good play design there.
And a wide receiver, the screen right behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and also you had the running back coming out this way. So
Herb under center this time. He's going to give to Leedy. Leedy walks into the end zone once again, and Ty Leedy, his 4th touchdown of the game. Right?
Yes, sir.
I said that and thought, Now, Leedy's 4th touchdown of the game, 3rd on offense. Of course, had the pick 6 on defense, and Independence now leading 29-0.
You said Independence leading.
Oh, I did it. We knew it would happen eventually.
We
almost made it to halftime.
Almost.
Ty Leedy of Chanute, giving Chanute a 29-0 lead. Buchanan going to try the extra point this time once again. Snap, hold, kick up, and this one through the uprights and good. So Chanute now leading 30-0. I want to say 35 for some reason. 30-0, Chanute on top with 39 seconds to play until halftime.
I think I figured out why he's having so many problems on his extra points. This week he's wearing 2 of the same colored shoes.
Ah, that it.
Yeah, usually he has 1 green and 1 orange.
You got any other big stats for me?
No, that's it. The color
All
of the
right.
shoes.
Color of the shoes. I mean, you could probably go raid the Independent sideline and find an orange shoe somewhere.
Possibly could.
I'm sure somebody over there's got one.
I don't think I'd want to go to the Independent sideline right now.
Yeah, probably not a happy place to be, trailing 30-0, and this has got to be a little bit of a shot to the face for Independence as well. They lost that first game of the year 36-0 to El Dorado, and that was a halftime score. But since then, Independence has just been putting it to teams. They completely dominated Fort Scott, completely dominated Wichita North, and completely dominated Coffeyville last week. But here tonight, Bulldogs struggling against our Blue Comets. Well, here's the kick. It's an onside kick.
I like it.
Yeah, why not?
Go for the jugular.
There was enough time. Chanute thought maybe we could score again. And Chanute clearly trusting their defense to keep Independence off the scoreboard. We'll see as there's 36 seconds to play if this Independence Bulldog offense can find a way to get down the field and punch one into the end zone before we head to the locker room. Shotgun set for Liker. gets the snap, going to look to throw as ball is batted down, caught by Liker. And now Liker going to get pushed out of bounds. And flags come out late as that just felt like a lot of momentum.
And they were trying to hold him up.
Yeah, that's a long ways away, but it definitely looked like that wasn't any malicious intent anyway. But nonetheless, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It's going to put Independence in a pretty good position now as there's 24 seconds. That's probably the one thing that helped Chanute is that play took 12 seconds as Liker dropped back, held it for 3 or 4 seconds. Pass was batted in the air. I believe that was Leckrone on that far defensive end spot that batted that one down.
You're taught as a quarterback not to catch the ball that's float, knock it down.
Word from Mariota.
Well, that's why he's a backup.
I can only talk about that play because we won a Super Bowl eventually. Those that know what I'm talking about. So 2nd and 2 for the Independence offense. Liker shotgun set, 3 receivers split out wide. And we got a whistle once again. Timeout Independence. I could be wrong, but that seems like a very costly timeout in this situation. But they're going to use it. They've got 1 left now and going to see if they can't draw up a perfect play. And I know some of you probably wondering after the unsportsmanlike why it's still 2nd down. It's not an automatic first down on those in high school.
Correct.
And it's 15 yards from the spot. Well, they had already been moved back a little bit, and Liker ran out of bounds so far back because he caught his own pass that 15 yards still wasn't enough for the first down, even though they only needed 10.
And it's a dead ball foul because it happened after the play.
So after the quick timeout, team's back out there. We'll see what the Independence offense can figure out. See if they can get points on the board. 24 seconds to play here until halftime. Like 3 receivers to the far side. Liker gets the snap. Going to throw to the near side. And might have been hit as the ball was released because it didn't look like a very good throw. Intended for Hayden Smith, but it'll fall incomplete. And set up 3rd and a long 1. We'll call it 2, actually. But just 20 seconds on the clock now here in the 2nd quarter. Remember, Bridgewood offers comprehensive benefits, 401k, and competitive pay. Pick up an application at 908 West Chestnut in Chanute. So 3rd and 2, Liker gets the snap. It's an end around on the motion. Nice stiff arm there by the Independence ball carrier. Still looking for a number. I believe that's number 12. That's Cooper Smith. But Smith going to be thrown down to the ground. Picks up enough for the first down. Ball going to be spotted at the 41-yard line. Clock going to run. See if Independence doesn't take a timeout. Nope.
I think
They're just going to let it go, and I guess Independence doesn't trust Liker's arm to take a shot at the end zone. So at the half, Chanute leading 30-0 over the Independence Bulldogs. We're actually going to send it back to the studio for 3 minutes. When we come back, we'll have some halftime stats for you. You've been listening and been tuning in to Chanute Blue Comet Football right here on Z95.3. What?
Yeah.
Back here inside the Subway of Chanute broadcast booth. I'm Brett Shields, along with me, Jay McGarry. And Jay, an exciting half of football if you're a Chanute Blue Comet fan.
I was going to say, depending on what sideline you're on.
If you are on the other side of the stadium right now, probably a little bit of shock, or at least disappointment.
I go with disappointment.
Well, I talked to some people that definitely felt, on the independent side too, that felt Chanute's legit. Like, Chanute's probably going to win this game. I didn't talk to anybody that said, oh yeah, 30-0 at halftime. I mean,
me neither.
We had our predictions, and we didn't have 30-0 at halftime.
I did.
Well, Chanute somehow scored 35 in your prediction, and I'm pretty sure you can't score 5 points. Well, you can get a field goal and a safety, I guess. All right, so it's still possible. I don't believe that's how Jay got to 35.
I had 41, thank you.
Oh, yeah, you did. All right. Well,
mine's still very possible.
Yours is plausible. So, yeah, it's been a fun first half, and actually, Jay, I pretty much just want you to tell me the story through numbers.
Well, here I'll make it pretty easy for you. It's basically the Ty Leedy show and his Barry Mand of helpers, I guess. Herb was 10 of 15 for 149 and a touchdown. Let's see. Leedy had 7 carries for 41 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dean had 3 catches for 54. Seamster had 2 for 25. Coster had 3 for 31. Williams had 1 for 15, and Leedy had 1 catch for a 24-yard touchdown. He also had a pick 6 for a touchdown. So I mean, we've scored 4 touchdowns, and he's scored all 4 of them. So, and on the independent side, Liker is 5 of 13 passes for 17 yards and an interception. Schaefer has 5 carries for 14. One of the Smith boys here. Let me get his first name here.
They got a lot of Smiths over there.
They do. Cooper Smith had 4 carries for 15. Merrick had 1 carry for 2. Renfro 1 for 2. And Liker 1 for -4. Schaefer had 1 catch for -3. The other Smith boy here, Hayden Smith. He had 2 catches for 26. Merrick had 1 for 14. And Liker, with his pass batted up in the air that he caught, is 1 catch for -7 yards.
Hey, it still counts as a reception in the book.
Right, it does. So, I mean, it's Chanute's number 1 defense is really living up to the billing tonight. If this continues, I look for the defense to drop under 125 a game average.
That would be really, really impressive, and that's the kind of defense they're going to need if they want to continue this good season and have an opportunity to maybe make a run here in the playoffs this season. As you know, we've talked about it a couple times this season in postgame, and whether or not it's Chanute that are they a legitimate state title contender. And I was talking with Chuck Cheney, he's the sports writer for the Butler County Times-Gazette. Messaging him today, and we were kind of talking about, I think today or yesterday, we're talking about, is Chanute legit? And, he's on as far as one of the rankings, the Keisha rankings, which has Chanute 7, he has a vote in that. He's big time. He's got a vote in that. And I just straight up asked him, do you vote for Chanute in your top 10? He said no. And part of it was because of the schedule. And it's like he voted for an El Dorado team that's 2-2, but they've played a much tougher schedule. And I asked him, I said, well, do you think, let's say hypothetically Chanute wins this game big time against Independence and finds a way to win their next 3 games, goes into the playoffs 7-1, and is the 2 seed. I said, would you see that Chanute's a legitimate state title contender? And again, his answer was no. And the reasoning was because Bishop Miege is in 4A. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, McPherson or Andover Central is going to be the 1 seed in the West. And neither one of them are a legitimate title contender this year because Bishop Miege plays 4A football. And that's fair. And I said, okay, well then let's take Miege out. To which he said, you can't do that. But but after that, he still, it's hard to read this Chanute team because the SEK is down. I do believe that Chanute's the best team in the SEK. I believe that. And believe it or not, I believe Independence is the second best team in the SEK. And it's 30-0 here at halftime. It's a long game. There's still 24 minutes of football to be played. But, yeah. There's tougher competition around the state.
I agree. But after watching this defense week in and week out, I will take this Chanute team against any of them other teams.
Miege?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There is a lot of speed on this defense, and they're fired up to get to the ball. And I guarantee you, if they have to travel, they're going to be fired up.
People are going to kick me out of the booth and just want you to call games just because of what you said.
Hey, I've
look out for Homer J over here.
Well, I mean, look, like you keep telling me, I'm a lot older, but I've seen a lot of football, and hey, any given Friday night, and I will take this defense against anybody's offense right now. That's me speaking, and we'll see what happens.
I think Chanute's moved into that second tier based on what we've seen from last week in the first half of this week. But I believe the first tier is Bishop Miege and only Bishop Miege. And then I think that Chanute's right there in that second tier. Now, obviously, like you're right, things could happen. Miege could lose. But last year, I believe it was the 5-12 matchup in the first round of the state playoffs. Chanute hosted Bishop Miege in the 5-12 game because Miege was like 2-6. Miege came down here and won like 64-7. Like
that was then. This is now.
Okay, that's true. And I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer over here, but yeah, we'll see as the season goes on. I would like to see Chanute win out, sit at that 2-seed line, and maybe Miege win a game or two and be like the 12 seed. And the only time these two teams would match up would be potentially in the semifinal game or the East Championship. But that would also mean that Miege and Bays or Linwood would have to go at it before that time. And maybe Chanute can get on a miracle run this year. I talked to Coach Frizzell before the season started, and we both agreed with all the crap that happened last year with Herb getting hurt, Custer getting hurt, Combs getting hurt, COVID strapping 2 or 3 games away. Like, the football god should be on the side of Chanute, and something's going to go right. So maybe this will be the team. And I know some people say, well, you don't lose games in high school football and then win a state title. Ark City was like 2-6 in the regular season last year and made it all the way to state. Now they got steamrolled by Miege in the state to St. James in the state title game. But again, St. James is a private school and they don't not recruit.
Well, like I said, I'm pretty convinced with this defense. Last week, this week, the first half. I mean, you did say Independence was averaging 300-some yards a game. I mean, they've shut them out here through 24 minutes. And a little birdie told me a long time ago, defense wins championships and offense sells tickets.
Maybe that's why my Chief tickets are so expensive.
Yeah,
that makes
they have
sense.
no defense.
That makes sense. So you gave me stats. I was going to do my best to give you scores. The only area score that I don't have is Humboldt. And, I can't seem to find that. Humboldt played tonight Pomona West Franklin. So if I ever do get a score on that, I will do my best to get you that score. But some other area scores around the area, and then we'll go the state, mainly 4A. But area scores in SEK play, Lebec County and Fort Scott, they're going at it. They're tied at 7 at halftime. Saw this one, actually, Jay, you got this one sent into you as well. This one surprised me a little bit. Columbus 7, Cherryville 6. That game's much tighter than I thought it would be. Another one that's a little surprising, Riverton 8, Erie 0. Erie hasn't scored, but Erie's not the best this year, hanging with Riverton. Another SEK team, Coffeyville, they're getting shut out by Mulvane 28-0. Again, we've said it before. Coffeyville's just not that good this year. We'll see them in 2 weeks as they come up here. We go to Fort Scott next week, and then Coffeyville will come this way. And then St. Paul, they knocked off Altoona 52-0. That one called at halftime. And then some other 4A scores, Eudora and Lewisburg, who are always very tough, it seems. Eudora leading that one 12-7. Baser Linwood, who is ranked anywhere from 1 to 4, whichever rankings you look at. They were leading Shawnee Heights 21-0. Piper, who was ranked 10th in the coaches poll, they lead Tonganoxie 23-7. Wamego, who I believe was ranked 8th or 9th in the Keisha poll, they're playing Paola, and I had actually heard this was a very, very down Paola team. That one's tied at halftime at 7, so an interesting score there. And this is kind of to put into perspective some things, and I know I'm probably going to be stretching this out quite a bit. McPherson beat Circle 40-0 in week 2. Who Circle beat us week 1. Now we both agree that Chanute was an off week, but still they won the game fair and square. They won the game. McPherson leading El Dorado 28-16. So El Dorado, if they lose that game, will fall to 2-3. But this El Dorado team beat Independence 36-0 at half. So essentially similar to what we're seeing right here. El Dorado might be the best 2-3 team after this week in 4A. I could see El Dorado pushing some teams out over there on the west side of the state. And as long as they can avoid the likes of McPherson or Andover Central in the first round or second round, I can see El Dorado making it into the third or fourth round of the state playoffs. They could be a sleeper team out there because they look good out there.
Well, you know that there's every year that one team
it was Arc City.
That run.
It was Arc City last year.
Right.
Absolutely, which nobody saw that coming. It's been Mill Valley in 5A. It seemed like the previous 3 years. They won the state title, 2 years in a row with a losing record?
Hey, any given Friday night.
They were 5A. They played a 6A schedule. They kept getting beat. Then they'd go to the 5A playoffs, and they would just make their way over to Pitt State for that 5A state title game.
That's crazy.
And pull off another victory. So, yeah, it can happen. Anything can happen in football, like Jay kept saying. And he's a big believer in Chanute. Not to say I'm not. I do believe this Chanute team has the ability to make a run this year. But as we mentioned in pregame, got to take care of business tonight.
That's right.
As just because you have a 30-0 lead at halftime, I've seen crazier things. Not a lot, but crazier things.
Yeah, I have too. And unfortunately, I was watching Remember the Titans the other night, and I just want to yell down to the coach, run it up, leave no doubt. That's what I just want to tell him tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it's going to be. So we've got about a minute left until we have the second half kickoff. So we're going to send it back to the studios. That'll wrap up our halftime show. When we come back, we should be that much closer to the third quarter kickoff. You've been tuned in to Blue Comet Football here on Z95.3. Back here inside the Subway of Chanute broadcast booth. Once again, I'm Brett Shields, along with me, Jay McGarry, and we've got two more scores for you, Jay, before we get this second half kickoff. An update on that McPherson El Dorado team. I just got done talking up El Dorado. At halftime, McPherson 35, El Dorado 30.
Wow.
That's going to be a high-scoring game, and that's a game I'd like to see. I did get a score out of Humboldt. Humboldt leading who did I say they were playing? West Franklin. West Franklin Falcons. 38-7, Humboldt leading that one at the half. So Humboldt in complete control. And Girard also leading Prairie View 25-15 in the battle of unbeaten teams in 3A. Kickoff deep. Looks like that one's fielded by Quentin Harding.
I believe you're correct.
Yep, Harding, a shoestring tackle away from hitting the hole that time and breaking that one off big, as that was the first kick we saw out of Davis Merrick from Independence, and that one was fielded, inside the 5. Merrick's got a leg on him.
He does. I was watching him warm up.
Yeah, I like Davis Merrick. He was a kid that when I was there calling games in Independence, he's been the starting kicker since his freshman year, and he's had that leg on him. That's a young man that I got to make sure. I believe he's a senior this year. Yeah, Davis Merrick, a senior this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get a look to go play somewhere next year. So Chanute offense back out there on the field. 4 receivers, 1 man comes in tight. Leedy breaking tackles, using his offhand to keep his balance, and Leedy picking up yet another 8 yards this time, as Ty Leedy has been absolutely unstoppable, as Jay mentioned. There at halftime, and just an incredible showing from Ty Leedy, as the offensive line for Chanute's pretty much been dominating this game.
They have manhandled Independence's defensive front.
So 2nd and 2 for the Blue Comets. Man in motion. That's Emling. Emling going to stop. He'll be a lead blocker, and Leedy just going to follow where Emling went, although not sure he picked up enough for the first down.
I don't think so.
So it's going to be 3rd and about 1 this time. Chanute going to spread it out once again. Man in motion once again is Emling. Erb going to keep this one, and Erb going to lose yards. Good tackle there. Let's see who that was for Independence. Big number 66, Aiden Mefford. Mefford, the senior defensive lineman, and good job of getting to Erb in the backfield. So 4th and a long 2. Erb looks like he's going to take this one under center.
I don't think they're going to.
Emling in motion. Erb going to step back. He's going to punt. Yep, Julian going to go back to receive this punt. Nice spiraling kick. That'll get a good roll, as Julian not going to be able to return this at all. And it will be downed at the 18-yard line. So 42-yard punt.
Well, watching that, when Chanute snapped the ball, Independence all took off running the other way.
Well, there was a flag on the play back at the 40-yard line. Chanute coming back this direction. And they called it unsportsmanlike on Independence, but said Independence will keep the ball.
That should put them back inside the 5.
I'm curious of what. I didn't see the penalty happen. It must have happened there right at the end of the play.
It must have.
After the punt had happened. Otherwise, wouldn't that, if it was during the play.
Should have been a first down.
Yeah. Or if it was before the kick anyway.
Yeah, that's going to put them back inside the.
It'll be half the distance from the 18, so at the 9. It's still a long ways to go for a team that has yet to put any points on the board.
And, I mean, really they haven't crossed midfield but the one time and right there before the half. And
so Liker, shotgun set, Smith in motion. The handoff will go to Cooper Smith. And he'll be stuck after picking up about 5 on the first down carry. So I was talking with Kane Carpenter, who, for what it's worth, my mentor in all of this over on the Independence radio side. And Kane does a great job calling the Bulldog games, but he told me before the game that Seth Martinez and Remington Easley, those would be 2 guys on the Independence defense to keep an eye on. I don't think we've said their name.
I don't think so either.
That's how good the Chanute offensive line has done tonight. So great job by the Chanute offense. Liker going to throw, now decides to keep this one. Now finally does throw, and he'll throw this one out of bounds in the direction of Charlie Tucker, but good defense over there. I believe that was Custer on the far side with the coverage, but pass just thrown out of bounds. And, well, there's something. I believe that's Caden Seamster on the sideline without pads or a helmet. So we'll keep an eye on that a little bit. So Liker, 3rd and 5, going to roll out to throw. Under pressure, Leckrone throws Liker to the ground. And we do have a flag on the play.
I think
it's a hold.
I think so. I think he powered through the hold to get the sack. Mark that down at the.
That's going to be a hold. That penalty is likely going to be declined. Yep, that'll be declined. So great job by Colton Leckrone, not only getting the sack, but fighting through the hold. And, yeah, that definitely is Seamster, because Seamster, the normal punt returner, and it'll be Ty Leedy this time back to return the punt.
He might as well take
Why not?
Back to the house.
Ty Leedy's done everything else tonight. There's a snap. Liker gets this one off. High wobbling punt. And Leedy just going to get out of the way. It took a good Independence bounce. It'll be down at the 49-yard line. So a punt of about 45 yards.
Do you feel like you're in the movie The Water Boy when Ty Leedy's out there?
No. A little bit, but no. So Chanute offense, great field position this time as they're a yard away from midfield. Pass intended for Custer falls incomplete. It'll set up 2nd and 10 for the Blue Comet offense.
You think if this is a close game that Seamster would still be out there?
Well, I don't know what's going on. I don't recall anything happening, but
it might be something small. And with it being 30-0, they're like, hey, let's not get him dinged up anymore.
2 receivers to each side. Herb gets the snap, gives to Leedy. Leedy just driving those feet. And gets taken down this time. It's number 23, Dalton Jones for Independence. Going to set up a 3rd and 8, so probably a passing situation. This is probably where we see one of those screen passes, Jay.
The defensive line for Independence seems to be getting a little more penetration this half.
Two receivers to each side once again. Herb gets the snap. He's going to throw it out wide. Pass is complete. And looks like that's Kedrick Emling. So Emling, who we don't see in the receiving game a lot. Good to see there. Big clutch catch on third down and picks up about 15 on the play. So 1st and 10, Blue Comets from the Independence 34-yard line. Blitz coming from the far side, and not a good blitz as Leedy room to run on the outside, following his blockers, and he'll get taken down inside the 10 as Ty Leedy can do no wrong here in this football game. A 27 yard carry. And that'll set up 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. As Ty Leedy has, 11 carries for
80 yards.
80 yards.
Wrong time to bring a run blitz on that play.
Herb gets the snap, gives to Leedy. Leedy appeared to be stopped in the backfield, but still manages to fall forward, gets back to what appears to be the original line of scrimmage, or at least close to it, maybe losing a half a yard. But it'll still be 2nd and goal from about the 8-yard line now.
Still, the first tackler couldn't bring him down.
Yeah. So it'll be Dean and Morley here to the near side as Custer and Emling on the far side. Herb gets the snap, going to look to throw, goes inside for Dean. Lots of contact. No flag this time as the pass just a little high. So that'll set up 3rd and 8 now for the Blue Comet offense. And what is probably 4 down territory. They'd been more successful on their extra points. I'd say maybe we'd see another field goal, but at this point I don't know if they're going to risk the 3 for 7 with as inconsistent as the kicking has been.
Well, you might as well try it. I mean, it's 30-0. It's not like it's 7-6.
All right.
And the way the defense is playing, I think you'll be okay.
So 4 receivers out wide. Herb gets the snap. Now going to throw it out to Emling, and it was a little bit behind Emling, so able to bring it in, but looks like he steps out of bounds right at the 8-yard line, so no gain. So 4th and goal from the 8. And let's be honest, worst case scenario, you don't score here, and Independence has to go 90-plus yards again.
True that.
Although Independence, I'm sure, would love to cross that 35-point mark to have a quick 4th quarter. But we'll have trips to the near side now. Herb shotgun set, gets the snap. He will roll this way. He's under pressure, looks to the end zone. It's high, and it's caught by Dean as Dean was wide open in the back of the end zone. It goes just over the outstretched hands of 2 Independence defenders, but Dean brings it in for the touchdown. And Eric Herb doing a great job of using his receiver's 6'3" frame to bring in the touchdown. Blue Comets lead now 36-0 with 5:26 to play in the 3rd quarter.
There's your 35-point threshold.
The defense got to hold it. Extra point pending. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and that one splits the uprights once again. Extra point is good. So with 5:26 to play in the 3rd quarter, Chanute Blue Comets 37, Independence Bulldogs 0. Remember to get connected with high-speed, unlimited internet on QuickCom's network built with reliability in mind. In town or in the country, get connected with QuickCom Communications. Call 1-800-379-7292. Also, check out Cardinal Drug. If you're going there, you're probably there to drop off a prescription because you don't feel very well. But don't forget to come back and browse their selection of seasonal decor and gift ideas when you do feel better. I don't know about you, Jay, but Halloween coming up. I'm actually going to go to Cardinal Drug next week and see if I can't find some cute little, well, probably my wife that goes, but I want to get some Halloween decorations out, so could be a fun time.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
You're not a decorating guy?
Not on Halloween.
Not on Halloween? What do you mean not on Halloween?
I'm a Christmas guy.
I like Christmas too, but I'm that kind of guy that we all listen to Pandora, let's be real. Although if you don't listen to Pandora, tune in to the Mark Show from 10 to 2, Monday through Friday, right here on Z 95.3. But if you're like me, I work throughout the day, and I just turn on Pandora and put it on shuffle. I just let it go. That means Christmas songs get played every once in a while, okay? And despite some of my coworkers not being huge fans of it, I let the Christmas songs play.
Well, see, I'm one of the weird ones. I will decorate all out. See,
can't stand Christmas music.
Can't listen to Christmas music.
Can't stand it. So Stark Wright going to handle the kicking duties, and it's going to be a pooch kick this time as the ball hits the ground, and Independence able to fall on it as they will take over at the 34-yard line. But that one got a little dangerous there for a minute.
I mean, I hate to say this because I like Coach Black, but Independence can't do anything right.
Could you put it bluntly, though?
He knows I'm blunt.
Okay.
If he was to listen to the rebroadcast of this, he would say, yep, I expected that out of Jay.
So 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Yeah, I actually only called one season of Independence games for when Coach Black was there. I was there with Boldra. I like Coach Boldra. He was a good guy, good coach. Independence, they're going to throw a screen out to Davis Merrick, and Merrick going to be tackled after picking up a yard, maybe two. And good job by Custer there to make the tackle on the far side of the field.
Well, I like Coach Boulder, too, and not to date him or anything, but he started coaching defensive backs when I was still in high school there.
Yeah. We did have a penalty flag on the play. It's a hold on Independence. And from the looks of it, they're going to push him back and replay first down.
And I spoke to Coach Boulder the other day, and I told him to tune in and listen to us tonight.
Oh, boy.
So, when I run into him in town, I'm probably going to hear
Coach,
it.
if you're listening, I appreciated calling your games, and it was fun. And hope you're enjoying the broadcast tonight. So, 1st and 19. Independence going to throw once again. Liker lets this one fly. Pass is complete. As I believe that's Hayden Smith. Yep. Completed to Hayden Smith. That one goes for 12 yards, but the pass was low, so Smith had to slide to catch that one. But still, good job by the Independence offense as they had a 1st and long situation and now set up with 2nd and manageable.
2nd and manageable.
So Independence looking like they're going to spread it out a little bit here. Shotgun set. Liker looking to throw. Dean coming. And Dean, got away with hitting Liker a little late that time. He pulled up, but it was after he lowered the shoulder. Pass did fall incomplete, but Dagan Dean definitely got to be careful on that one. I know we both saw it.
Well, he
had a free rush.
In the NFL, that's a penalty.
Oh, absolutely, that's a penalty. In the NFL, Dagan Dean probably just got thrown out of the game because the no fun league at its best.
That's right.
So 3rd and 7 for the Independence offense. Liker with 3 receivers and a running back to his right, rolling out to the right side. Liker going to air this one out. It's underthrown and intercepted as that's Cam Custer on the far side of the field. And, man, that ball just a little underthrown as it looks we love the excitement. We love Custer getting the interception. We can also admit Hayden Smith had a step.
He did.
If that ball had a little bit more air on it, could have been a different story, but great job. Custer, although a step behind, made the adjustment and was able to essentially box out Hayden Smith, come up with the interception, and put the Chanute offense back in business once again.
Well, the basketball you love so much, evident right there with the boxing out to get to the interception.
Yeah, he saw that pass was underthrown and immediately just turned his hip and put it into the side of Smith, and that's what you've got to do.
And it was severely underthrown.
Herb gets the snap, gives to Combs. Combs some running room now, following his blockers, and he'll go down at about the 49-yard line, but not after picking up 7 on the carry.
And, being an Independence alumni, I hate to say this, but them boys over there look dejected.
Yeah, they definitely look like they're defeated at this point.
They probably cannot wait to get on that bus.
They look like a team that's down 37-0 with 3.5 to play in the third quarter. So Herb, man in motion. Herb now going to pitch it out to Combs. Combs, all kinds of running room. Jackson Combs with a lane on the outside. Still going all the way to the pylon.
Did it get in? Oh, they're marking him out at the 10.
And going to mark him out of bounds at the 10-yard line, as Jay said. But, man, Jackson Combs with a burst of speed. And now Combs a little slow getting back to the huddle.
43 on that. Does that look right?
Looks good to me, Jay. We do have an injury timeout as they're going to let Combs come off the field. And Combs, it looked like as soon as Combs hit the track, I don't know if he just hit it wrong.
Yeah.
And still struggling, it appears. I'm going to assume, I know it's not good to assume, but Jackson Combs been struggling with that knee all season. It's got to be more frustration than anything right now.
Oh, absolutely. But, he's come in and spelled Leedy and done a great job. He's got 6 carries for 68 yards.
Did you see that burst of speed?
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Hey, and that's what you're going to need when you get to the playoffs.
We know it's in there. We know it's in the tank, that's for sure. And Combs over here on the sideline now stretching out that leg. So we'll see. We'll try to keep you updated on that anyway.
Well, the way they're stretching it out, it kind of looks like a cramp.
So 1st and goal from the 9 is where they officially spotted it. Herb gets the snap, gives to Leedy. Leedy up the middle, breaking tackles. And once again, Ty Leedy gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Comets, as their lead extends to 43-0 with 3:07 to play here in the third quarter. It's all Blue Comets here in this one.
That's his third rushing touchdown on 13 carries. So, and he also has the 1 receiving yard catch. So, that's 4 times out of 14 times he's touched the ball. That's almost 33% of the time he's scoring tonight.
Well, and 1 defensive touch.
Well, not counting. Well, so if you want to do that, that's 5 out of 15. So that is 33%.
Extra point up and good job by Custer as the snap a little high, but Custer able to get it down and Buchanan puts it through. So with 3:07 to play, Blue Comets lead 44-0. We're actually going to send it back to the studio for 30 seconds. When we come back, we'll have more third quarter action. You're tuned in to Blue Comet Football right here on Z95.3. Back here inside the Subway of Chanute broadcast booth here at Chanute High School, and it's been a fun one for Blue Comet fans as Chanute leading 44-0, and it's not the game Independence expected. So Stark Wright going to kick off once again. Going to be a pooch kick, not fielded cleanly. Ball still on the ground, and Independence will fall on it. That would have been a huge shot to Independence. Speaking of shots, it's cheaper to buy a month-to-month policy from Associated Professional Services than it is to pay to get your license back after getting a DUI. Call Peggy Davidson at 431-9699. So 1st and 10 here for the Bulldogs. You all right, Jay?
I'm all right.
I feel like you didn't like my segue.
Oh, I loved it. It was awesome.
So back to the double wing.
Oh,
High
my
snap into the hands of Julian. Julian now reversing field, and smartly, believe it or not, Julian just falling to the ground. And I'm sure there's some people that, on the Independent side anyway, going to say he probably gave up on that play, but Julian started to go right, came back left, and there was Blue Comets coming from every direction. Yeah, just sit on it at that point.
You can't blame the kid there. I mean, you're going to get hit wherever you go.
Yes, Julian just a sophomore, but the young man's got some talent. I know it's there. We've seen it if you've paid attention through social media. He's actually had a pretty big season leading into this game, but Chanute doing a good job of shutting him out. Spread out this time for Leiker in the offense. Leiker rolling out to his right side. Now throws back, but nothing there. As the pass going to fall incomplete as it was intended for the tight end that time. That was number 85, Isaiah. You want to take that one? Malugin. I knew you knew that name. So.
Well, I played with his dad in high school, so.
Yeah, way back in 1983. Or 1883, whenever that was.
Maybe so. 3rd and a long way to go here.
Yeah, 3rd and 18. So Leiker, 3 receivers to the far side. He'll roll to that side. Going to look to throw. It's got a man, as it looked like that was Lucas Smith this time. Nope, that was Hayden Smith, 18. The 8 and the 10. Looks similar, so yeah, Hayden Smith on the reception, and got about 8 or 9 on the reception, but still going to be 4th and 10 and likely another punting situation. And not to say that the Chanute coaching staff confident in this one, but they actually just left the press box and headed down to the sideline, so I think they're feeling pretty good about this one.
I
they
think
can
so.
go handle things down on the sideline. Again, Leiker going to punt this one away for Independence. And this one nearly blocked once again. High punt. And that one's going to roll out of bounds. Ball will be spotted at the 42-yard line.
You know, I hate to say this, but after watching Coach Black coach all those years in Neodesha, Independence has thrown the ball 20 times tonight. Or dropped back, I apologize. Well, you know, there's been a couple sacks, but I don't think I remember seeing Coach Black throw the ball 20 times the whole time he was in Neodesha.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly a passing offense over there in Neodesha. And yeah, just not something you're used to seeing us say. I saw Coach Black for 1 year, and they ran some of this spread out a little bit, but not so much like this. So Herb still in there at quarterback, going to look to throw, now rolling out, looking for something, now got to avoid a defender, and smartly throwing this one away. And
are they going to say he stepped out of bounds back here? Yep, I believe so.
Man, right on the Chanute sideline. See if this official's going to say something. That was an inadvertent whistle. Inadvertent whistle. We're going to replay first down. That's, I guess, as right as you can make it. I'll quit throwing stuff at you.
I guess.
That's a tough break, though, because it looked like that pass was completed.
It looked like they caught it.
It looked
right.
like Kendrick Emling pulled that in, so that's a tough break for Chanute.
Oh, Emling's probably like, man, I don't get to catch the ball a lot. Let's
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, man. Can I just have that one? So first down once again. Herb going to give this time to Leedy. And Leedy's stuffed this time.
I think that's the first time they've caught him behind the line of scrimmage all night.
And actually, I believe that was Jackson Combs back in the game at running back, not Leedy.
I think you're right.
So it's going to be 2nd and 13 for the Blue Comet offense.
I think we're going to let the quarter wind down.
Yeah, just 9 seconds says they don't have to run a play. And, yeah, team going to walk over to the sideline. So that will be the final play of the third quarter as Blue Comets lead 44-0 after 3 quarters of play. I know this is probably a sight that Chanute Blue Comet fans we're used to seeing, it's at one point anyway, as Chanute's always kind of been one of those teams in 4A that's been tough, but nice to see Chanute, I guess, back. Not Texas back, but not going to go all Sam Ellinger and tell everybody we're back, but
And they go out and lose.
Chanute looking good, let's just say that. And remember to get connected with high-speed, unlimited internet on Quickcom's network, built with reliability in mind. In town or in the country, get connected with Quickcom Communications. Call 1-800-379-7292. So Herb going to stay in the game as we start the fourth quarter. We'll have a running clock here in the fourth quarter. Herb going to look to throw. Pass is complete and still going is Emling once again. And for not being one of the primary receivers, Kendrick Emling has had lots of targets here in the second half. How many is that now?
3 catches for 30 yards for him.
And nothing wrong with that out of your, what, 5th option?
5th option, yes, sir.
Take notes, McCole Hardman. Yeah, I said it.
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
Got an equipment issue. It looked like anyway, as Combs tried to come off the field. Not sure what it was for. I think he was pointing towards his helmet. But Combs will come off. Combs wanted to substitute Leedy in, however, that would have been an illegal substitution at that point after they broke the huddle.
Oh, correct, right.
And so Combs tried to just sit down to take an injury timeout, but the officials just kind of looked at him like, no. But Chanute taking timeout, and it appears during this timeout, it looks like some of the young guys going to come in, as it looks like Jace Tarter will check in for the first time. He'll take over at quarterback. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Tarter, will be the quarterback. He'll have Harding in the backfield with him. 4 receivers out wide. Got a man in motion. Tarter gives to Harding. Harding right up the gut, spinning off tacklers. Harding still pushing the pile.
Driving.
My goodness. Woo. Take it easy on those boys, young man.
Man, he battered his way for 13 there.
First down for Chanute here at the 38-yard line. We'll see what these young guys can do here. See if they can punch one in, get some points on the board. Tarter going to look to throw. Pass is completed. That's number 20, Jordan Duncan. And Duncan thrown down rather quickly as he'll pick up about a yard. And remember, Bridgewood offers comprehensive benefits, 401k, and competitive pay. So if you're looking for a job, pick up an application at 908 West Chestnut in Chanute. Also, want to give a big shout out to one of my fans, Todd Novotny. Todd, appreciate you for listening tonight. Tarter pitches it out to Harding. Harding going to try to break a tackle, but gets tripped up after picking up maybe 2. It's going to set up 3rd and about 7.
Clock continuing to roll.
Yep, down to 9:23 here in the 4th quarter. Again, the only time the clock will stop will be for injuries or coaches' timeouts. So again, 3rd and 7. Tarter shotgun set.
Oh.
And
wow. Oh, I think they're going to get him for unsportsmanlike.
if they
right
do,
there.
I disagree with that call 100%. That's part of the game. Yeah. We're just going to get the encroachment. Yeah, okay. That flag, the way that official threw it at that player, I think the white hat said that's part of the game. I've always said that if you're a defensive lineman and you jump off sides, you better go 100% and just go through somebody. I mean,
get your money's worth.
Get your money's worth. If you're getting 5 yards, get your money's worth. Now, don't take a shot at their head, but
right.
There ain't nothing wrong with pushing a guy down when you jump across that line of scrimmage. That's football. So 3rd and 3, pass is intercepted, and this one might go the other way. Great tackle, never mind. Tarter showing off the wheels, man, to make that tackle, saving a touchdown. As Hayden Smith was thinking about 6 the other way, but the shutout continues for now, as we'll see if these young guys on defense can keep that big 0 up on the scoreboard.
I
Yes,
don't have
thoughts?
I have no thoughts on that. I mean,
All right.
44-0 in the 4th quarter. I understand it's a young kid and you're trying to get him some experience, but
You just want to run the ball there.
run the ball.
I'm okay with throwing the ball there.
Well, that's why I'm up here. Like you keep
Young
saying.
kids got to learn how to throw the ball. So we got a new quarterback in the game for Independence, as that's number 15, Easton O'Kane, the senior quarterback.
I think there's Merrick on the carry.
Yeah, Merrick's still in there. As Merrick picks up about 5 on the carry. So we'll see, as both teams have some of the young guys out there. Ball just past the 40-yard line. We'll say officially at the 39. Looks like Hayden Smith and Camden Julian still out there at the receiver with Merrick as well. So still some of the regular starters on offense, but with O'Kane throwing the ball. And, yeah, I thought some of the receiver, to be exact, Davis Merrick, backed up before the snap and was moving at the snap. We may get a false start on Independence here.
Yeah, I think one of the linemen were rocking.
A 5-yard penalty, and so it'll be 2nd and 10.5.
Pretty much back where they started.
Pretty much, essentially, yeah. So 2nd and a long 10. You have a problem, Jay?
No, sir.
So O'Kane going to get the snap this time. Going to send a man in motion. High snap. It's a race to the football. And a great job, or at least an attempted great job. I cannot see a number who that is for Chanute.
I think that is number
32.
32.
That's going to be Danny Bolig. And it was a race to the football.
Oh, there's a flag, I believe.
Bolig just attempted to push O'Kane away from the football. He ended up pushing him right to the football. But
I'm trying to see where they're spotting this ball.
it was an illegal formation on Independence. Yeah, Chanute going to decline that one for sure.
Absolutely.
So ball at the 40-yard line. So
That's a
16-yard loss. And it's going to be credited to Easton O'Kane. So 3rd and a lot. Man in motion once again. O'Kane gets the snap, gives to his back, and he'll pick up a few yards as that's Schaefer once again. Schaefer going to pick up about 5, but on 3rd and 26, 5 yards, not much. So Independence likely going to punt as we go under 4.5 to play here in the ball game. Chanute still leading 44-0. Remember, Commercial Bank focuses on bringing you products and services that simplify your day-to-day life, serving Southeast Kansas since 1874. Stop by the Chanute branch at 1315 South Santa Fe in Chanute.
that's what I was thinking. Just go for it. I mean, there's
All right. O'Kane in the offense back out there now. O'Kane going to drop back, look to throw, going to sling this one. And it's going to be intercepted as I believe that's Harding. Quentin
Yes,
Harding
sir.
going to come away with the interception. So and not only is the Chanute defense just not giving up yards, forcing turnovers, as that's the 3rd interception of the ball game, correct, Jay?
yes.
For the Chanute defense.
4 turnover overall.
4th turnover overall, and that's after last week, Tanner Reed with that incredible one-handed interception. The defense had done good, but we hadn't seen a whole lot of turnovers being forced, and it's just like it took that Odell Beckham style, just one hand reach up and grab it. That play, I don't know if that's what sparked this defense, but now 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery.
That was a fabulous catch last week.
Yeah, it was. So under 3 to play now. Tarter gets the snap, gives to the tailback. Couldn't tell.
Number 7.
Wyatt Costin. So Costin getting some carries this time. Some young guys coming in on the offensive line as well. Young guys all over the field on both sides of the ball. So 2nd and 12. Tarter gets the snap, gives to Costin once again, and Costin just stuffed once again. It'll be another 2-yard loss. So Chanute offense going the wrong direction here with these young guys out on the field. Going to be 3rd and 14 now. And not feeling well about this offense at this moment. Also, if you're not feeling well, you might go down to Cardinal Drug to pick up a prescription. But when you do feel better, make sure you go back and check out their selection of seasonal decor and gift ideas. It's a Cardinal Drug.
That's all right. Get you some Halloween decorations.
That's
down
right.
there.
That's what I plan to do.
You know, you can always tell when the younger guys are in the game. There's always a meeting of the minds in the backfield. Hey, what are we supposed to do here?
Man in motion. Tartar now going to give to the second man in motion, as that was number 44, Landon Bilby. And Bilby going to pick up a few yards, actually about half of what Chanute needed to get the first down. I think Chanute may punt, however, as we're down to 1 minute on the clock. I'd go for it, actually.
Punt the ball.
By the time you go for it, even if you don't get it, by the time you switch sides, the game's over. This is the last play of the game, regardless.
True that, but
like
you win classy.
Says the guy from Independence. It looks like Chanute's going to call timeout, which... Whatever.
Hey, I've been on the side of some of these scores when I was in school in Independence. Oh, they're going to take the delay of game.
But the clock will continue to run. Is that classy?
Yeah, I'll take that. I mean, you're not trying to score. I mean, granted, they're not trying to score again, but.
Chanute loses 5 yards of total offense there.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just saying. Could come back to haunt you.
With what?
In the stats. I don't know.
With the stats. You know that people don't care what we say anyway.
They don't care at all. So, final score here in this one. Chanute Blue Comets 44. The Independence Bulldogs 0. Chanute picking up second shutout
in a row. We haven't been scored on in 8 quarters.
What was the final score last week?
48-0.
48-0. So 92-0 in the last 2 ball games. Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
Not at all. So 44-0. Chanute on top. We're going to send it back to the studio for a 2-minute timeout. And when we come back, we should have final game stats and a final game recap here of this one. You've been tuned in to Chanute Blue Comet Football right here on Z95.3.
Hey.
Back here inside the Subway of Chanute broadcast booth. I'm Brett Shields. Along with me tonight, Jay McGarry. And Jay, final score in this one, Chanute 44, Independent 0. And I know we're going to get into some post-game here tonight. Do want to give a shout-out to Sean out in California for tuning in. We got viewers
Coast to
everywhere,
coast.
man, coast to coast. So, Sean, thank you out in California. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Hope you enjoyed the game tonight. It's definitely been a fun one here inside the box. So, hope you enjoyed it out there in sunny California. And with that note, Jay, 44-0. How we get there, man?
All right, well, let's go ahead and go through the independent stats because it's going to be quick and
That
painless.
won't take long.
No, Liker tonight was 7-18 for 29 yards with 3 interceptions. O'Kane came in, threw one pass, and it was intercepted. So their leading receiver was Hayden Smith. He had 4 catches for 46 yards. Schaefer had 6 carries for 19 yards. Sorry, folks.
We got a lot of numbers.
A lot of Smith boys on this team. Cooper Smith. He had 5 carries for 20 yards. Merrick had 2 for 7. Renfro had 1 for 2. Liker had 1 carry for -4. Julian had 1 for -8, and O'Kane had 1 for -16. So, I mean, they're really close to not being in the positive yards. I mean, just
unbelievable.
I mean, the Chanute's defense played lights out. Second week in a row, I'm really impressed with that defense. Chanute side of the ball, Herb ended up 14-21 for 187 and 2 touchdowns. Jace Tarter come in. It was 1 of 2 for a yard. He did throw that interception.
It's all right.
Only turnover on Chanute tonight. Of course, it was the Ty Leedy show. He had 13 carries for 89 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. He also had 1 reception for 24 yards and a touchdown, and a pick 6 for a touchdown. So yeah, it was the Ty Leedy show tonight. Herb, he had 2 carries with no yards. Combs, he had 7 carries for 62 yards. Showed that incredible breakaway speed on that run he had, that big run. Harden came in, he carried the ball 2 times for 15. Costin come in, had 2 carries for -4, and Bilby, is that how you say that young man's name?
Yes, sir.
He had 1 carry for 7 yards. Dean had 4 catches for 62. Seamster had 2 for 25, and then, like you said, he didn't play there in the second half. Coster had 3 catches for 31. Williams 1 for 15. Of course, I mentioned Leedy's 24-yard catch. Emling, little used receiver, like you said, our 5th option, he had 3 catches for 30 yards, and Duncan had 1 catch for a yard. So, I mean, we spread the ball around a lot tonight.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people got their hands on the ball.
A lot of people did. And the offense didn't seem to have any problems moving the ball against Independence. And the Chanute defense, just like I said, mentioned, had played lights out.
The Chanute defense has pretty much played lights out this entire season, or at least the last couple of weeks anyway. It feels like they finally put it all together and finding a way to completely shut teams out. As we mentioned earlier, that's the 2nd consecutive shutout for this Blue Comet team. Pretty impressive.
It is. And like I said earlier, defense wins championships. You get 4 turnovers. I mean, that's pretty. You win the turnover battle, and you usually win the ball game.
Yeah, and I'm working on getting some scores here around the area and the state. Most of these scores that I have for you, that I'm going to have for you, are final. Although there's a couple that are third quarter or halftime, but I just don't think we've gotten updated scores. We'll do our best as we keep this post-game show going. If we can't get some more of those in, but some finals that I had, just area and relevance anyway. Frontenac 42, Burlington 6. Not a whole lot of surprise there. Frontenac really good. Lewisburg and Eudora, we talked about that at halftime. It's 2 teams that they play in that Frontier League. It's really good. Lewisburg 13, Eudora 6. Riverton, this is a final. Riverton 8, Erie 0.
I did not see that.
No, I didn't see that coming. No surprise here, Jay. Fredonia 35, Neodesha 0. Humboldt 50, Ooh. West Franklin 7. Big win for the Cubs of Humboldt. Piper, who's ranked, and Tonganoxie, who's really good. Piper 23, Tonganoxie 20. For some reason, I feel like we're going to see one of those teams in like mid-November.
Well,
maybe I'm wrong, but those teams just catch my eye for some reason.
They'll draw the short straw that night.
Ooh, Mulvane 45, Coffeyville 0. Second big loss in a row for the Golden Tornado. Parsons, Parsons has always, when they were in the SEK for the longest time, kind of, I don't want to say the joke of the league, but they've always been small. They got moved down to 3A, and they said, you know what? We're not playing the SEK. We're going to play strictly 3A schools. I mean, when it happened, I was like, well, that sucks.
Right.
I miss having a game. I would rather play Parsons that's 20, 25, 30 minutes down the road than go to Jeff West. But, kudos to Parsons. They knew what they had to do, and Parsons wins tonight against Baxter Springs 42-7. Parsons is playing well this year. And then another one, this one wasn't final. With 6 minutes to go, Lebec County 15, Fort Scott 13.
Wow.
So see how that one goes. And then Winfield 24, Circle 14, but that was a halftime score.
You talk about Parsons dropping down to 3A. When I graduated high school, Parsons was 5A.
Yeah.
And here's another update. Columbus 28, Cherryville 6. That's a final.
Okay. A
lot closer game than I thought that would be.
No disrespect to Cherryville by any means.
Absolutely
Cherryville's got such a tough draw in the district they're in 3A, right?
Right.
3A, they play like Columbus, Parsons, Galena, Caney, like holy smokes, man.
Well, it's really tough for me to swallow is the 35-0 Neodesha loss. Living in Neodesha is it's really tough.
Hey, big shout out Yates Center 62-0 over Cedarville Dexter. I believe that makes Yates Center 5-0.
Wow.
Yates Center. I know Jacob Leonard going to be excited about that one tonight on KOAM. And what was K-Preps had their game of the week. Prairie View and Girard. We'll see if we can find a score on that. I saw a score, but that was from like a long time ago. So let's see if I can't find an updated score on that one. It was their game of the week. You think they would be?
Well, you think they would update?
Yeah, probably. The last update I got was halftime of that one. Girard 25, Prairie View 15. Both those teams 4-0. So we'll see. Here's a little bit of a shock. It's a Kansas-Missouri game. Again, be relevant next year, so this year doesn't mean a whole lot. But Christian Brothers College, Missouri, I guess that's a high school, 42, St. Thomas Aquinas 7. So Aquinas got smacked in the mouth tonight.
Wow.
I never got a score tonight, so I'm assuming they got smoked. That's kind of the Miege way. They start bragging in November, but
the Chiefs fans?
No, they just.
Oh, okay.
It's Miege. It's just Miege, Jay. Yeah, last score update I see from a Miege team was from 6 days ago. Oh, there it is. Oh, I was wrong. 11:14 to play in the fourth quarter. Bishop Miege 28, Blue Valley West 14. So that's actually good in my opinion. I need Miege to get some wins to avoid being like the 15 seed. So if Miege can get some wins under their belt, that'd be perfect because I'm sick and tired of Miege being completely underseeded when they.
Well, you'd think the state would do something so that does not happen.
But it does. So.
Well, welcome to the state of Kansas.
Yep. So a great night of football. We will be on the road again next week, and we're going to be safe as we go on the road because, remember, it is cheaper to buy a month-to-month policy from Associated Professional Service than it is to pay to get your license back after getting a DUI. So call Peggy Davidson at 431-9699. And next week, we're going to drive safe as we head over to Fort Scott to take on the Tigers. Fort Scott, obviously, down this year as they're in a tough one with Lebec County, but Frary Field, always a tough place to play as the visitor stands like on the track right there, a small seating section for the visitors. The home side, it's not like here in Chanute. We're up off the field. Have you been to Fort Scott? It's the same field. It's just turf now.
Oh, yeah, years and years
Prairie
ago.
Field. Been over there at Prairie Field. It's a heck of a setup, but you're not high up in the air like we are here. It's a low setting. The home stands they're wide, but they're not super deep. But it's definitely a cool atmosphere. The Fort Scott fans, whether Fort Scott's 8-0 and ranked number 3 in the state, or 0-8 and ranked 32 in the state, I'm here to tell you the Fort Scott fans will show out. It'll be a tough environment next week over in Fort Scott. So it should be a fun one. Tune in, catch all the action on our live stream on the YouTube channel. Go to kinz.biz and click on the Chanute Blue Comets tab. Or listen here on 95.3 KINZ. We appreciate everybody that tunes in and listens. And, yes.
Oh, you gave your shout out to Sean. I want to give my shout out to Danny Smith. Listen to us in Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas. So California, Texas, Neodesha, Chanute. My mother, she's up in Iowa listening. I know she's been texting me through the game. So thank you, Mom, for listening. Love you.
I know my kids have been listening. Well, they try to listen.
They do their best.
Well, my daughter's at her boyfriend's game, so, Dad does second fiddle.
Dad's always, yeah. If you got a high school kid that's dating, sorry, Dad, but
That's right.
She'll make time for you when she's got time.
When she wants money.
That's how it is. Well, Jay, it's been fun tonight. It's been a fun game to call and fun to see the Chanute team, both on offense and defense, putting complete games together. I'm excited to see what these next 3 weeks bring, and I'm excited to get that much closer to the playoffs. I don't know about you.
Oh, I'm ready for the playoffs.
All right, Jay. Well, on behalf of you and myself, wanted to say thank you to all of our sponsors. Without you guys, these broadcasts would not be possible. So, big shout out to the Reaver, as Mark likes to call you, back in the studio. Thank you, sir. Tonight's broadcast has been great. That is Anthony, by the way, back in the booth, back in the broadcast, or in the studio, excuse me. I'll spit it out eventually. It's been a long night, Jay. Anthony, thank you. It's been a great broadcast tonight. Without you pushing the buttons back home, that wouldn't happen. So thank you, sir. Big win tonight. See if we can do it again next week in Fort Scott. Anything
Absolutely.
else?
No.
All right, Jay. Well, it's been a fun one. We're going to sign off. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. You've been tuned in to Blue Comet Football right here on Z 95.3.